Oh, hello there. Yes, well, yes, the weekend, hooray, and slightly cooler, hooray, and I don't know, maybe a drop of rain would be useful for the farmers. The farmers, we've got to think of the farmers, what their inheritance tax, oh yes. Anyway, yes, of course, the huge news is Jezza Corbyn's new party, along with, I don't know, whoever else he can drag in. I imagine there will be 3 or 4 of them, London MPs that go. It's got to be a very, very badly kept secret, that one. I've been hearing about this for about the last 6 weeks or so. But, hey, I don't work in the media, so I'm not obviously going to be, well, writing anything about it like various other people aren't. Obviously, other than to sneer, because it will make things very, very dangerous for, well, especially people in London who are going to have to put up with more ex-members of the IRA or indeed banned Palestine Action members being in their local Waitrose, which will be terrifying. Yeah, awful that, isn't it? Yes. And of course, for our standardised media, it means that, well, I guess they'll just have to, shunt aside some of those Ben Habib interviews with his new party that doesn't begin with R, and indeed Rupert Lowe's new party that does indeed begin with R, just to really confuse you. Yeah, because they've been getting wall-to-wall coverage, even though, well, they appear to have no real significant support whatsoever in real terms. And I don't know, I just find it very, very odd that Rupert Lowe is still being interviewed an awful lot, even though his entire manifesto appears to have been nicked from the National Front circa 1972. I can't personally see any differences between them, but, that's just me obviously being biased, as I inevitably am, not the sort of thing you get from the British media. But, the various people that do support such organisations are, of course, salt-of-the-earth types that know everything about everything and are based in the facts. They're based, aren't they, in the facts and science. I mean, I did have to like this from Connor Tomlinson, who rightly was sneering at Jezza. Poverty, inequality, and war not inevitably is a deranged statement that couldn't be more contrary to human nature. Could have been tweeted from an 18th century tennis court. Whoa, did you get the... no, you probably don't get the historical reference, but Connor knows all about the 18th century because every book that he reads comes from the 18th century, because that's when the truth existed, along with his Catholicism and believing in invisible sky people. And Connor has all the hallmarks of somebody that absolutely believes in science, because he doesn't really believe that certain people actually exist, like, I don't know, gay people, for example. Still, never mind, that's Connor for you. Very, very typical sort of Rupert Lowe. He's very much behind Rupert Lowe, like lots of other people are, inevitably. And you can see what these people are like. Indeed, I did have to, although it wasn't perhaps the thing I should be doing, smile at this, because we had everyone's favourite head teacher, Catherine Bursing, who once again had to suggest that various people that were writing things about her school might not be doing so very nicely, shall we say. No doubt Connor Tomlinson's reality-based folks. Yeah, we get this. Some of the comments under this photo of our lovely kids having a fun time are horrible. It is possible to have a critical view of immigration without being a, I don't know, duck, I presume that is. They are kids, have some gud, I don't know what that is. Anyway, damn respect, yeah, because of course people like Connor Tomlinson and various other people have been posting up about the fact they don't like the idea that there aren't enough white kids in the photo. Still, that's reality and science, isn't it? Reality, got to deal with reality. And speaking of our major reality party, I did have to enormously laugh at this yesterday. Reform's Darren Grimes accused of lying after police deny telling him not to hold council surgeries for security reasons. Yes, because Darren was saying that, well, apparently he couldn't do surgeries. The one thing you basically have to do as a councillor, because it was way too dangerous, because the Corbynistas would be after him, and he just couldn't do it. Which I don't know would be a disqualification from the job. But obviously, being a Reform councillor, he'd be following in Nigel Farage's footsteps, because he couldn't hold constituency services. The one key thing you need to do as an MP, because it was way too dangerous. But the odd thing about this is that apparently the police have said that they've said no such thing, which, based in, fact-based things with the science, we'd have to therefore conclude that the police have indeed been captured by the Corbynistas, because of course Darren wouldn't lie about such things, would he? He's based in reality, like the people that really support reform. I mean, after all, they don't believe that gay people exist, and personally I have the same feeling about Darren Grimes. I think he is basically some sort of, I don't know, art installation in a kind of situationist way. He is there to point out the utter absurdity of the situation that we're in. So, well done. I just hope that Darren isn't being funded by the Arts Council, because that would be bad, wouldn't it? Still, never mind. One pride flag down. Only another $500 million to go. Do have a lovely weekend. Do enjoy the weather if you can do, and remember, if you are going to Sainsbury's or somewhere else like Waitrose, take care out there, because by God, those lefties are everywhere. Wonder why. Can't be the economics. I guess they're just bad people, because that's what God has done. Enjoy.